Three down, 7 to go?
No, we're on week 7. We have 3 more to go.
You wish. Okay, so Tuesday, I was supposed to say last week, Tuesday, we started talking about, right, how, the reason why we have so much praise, right, and a whole load of, pre-stuff, just pre-stuff before we actually start davening to Hashem, right? If you think about it, when's the first time we actually start, saying our own, personal bakashas, our own personal, requests? It's all the way later in Shema Esrei. And we just have, so many times where we're talking about, Hashem's might and His grandeur and His awesome and His power and all these different things. So we started speaking about a little bit about what? That the reason why we do that is twofold, right? One is so that we start building that relationship with HaKadosh Baruch Hu. We're getting close to Him by understanding His capabilities, and by getting closer to Him, we gain zechusim so that we can actually get what we want. But even more than that is that when you start recognizing, right, what His abilities are and the power that He can do, you can start, realizing that He's very capable. He's very strong. No one can stop Him. He's the only one I could really turn to, right? Everything comes from Him. And when you start internalizing that through davening, you're growing in your bitachon. And when you're growing in your bitachon, it's another, method that you can use to get what you want, right? The beauty of bitachon is twofold, right? Bitachon gives you that, menuchas nefesh, that, Kol Mishamayim anyways, everything Hashem does is for the best. Might as well just, take a deep breath. Relaxed life, happy life. And secondly, bitachon allows you to influence your life and get things that you want. Because what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants, right? He built the world for 2 reasons, right? To get close to you and to give you good. So, when you work on your bitachon, you get closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. All Hashem wants to do is then give you things. So through davening, we're able to grow in our bitachon. I want to share with you a Gemara in Brachos that talks about this concept a little bit, right? It's talking about it starts off like this. Darash Rabbis Moloi. Right? Sure, right? First we say all the praise to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, so that we grow in His bitachon, in our bitachon, we grow our spiritual being, so that we could get what we want. And then, so he writes, we misader, we say shivcha, praise HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and afterwards we daven to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Minalan, where do we know this? Min Moshe, from Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Moshe Rabbeinu in Parshas V'eschanan, the Gemara says, V'eschanan al Hashem be'es hahi, b'ksiv, right? I'm going to read to you a pasuk, and we're going to break it down into 3 things, okay? The pasuk goes, Hashem Elokim ata hachlis laharetz es avdecha. You started to show me what? Es gadlecha ve'es yadecha hachzaka, your might, your strong hand. Asher mi el b'shamayim v'aretz asher yasek masecha u'v'rasecha. And who else in Shamayim, who else in the world is able to do what you can do? V'ksiv basar, and it writes after this, therefore Moshe asks, Evrana v'ara es aretz. Please let me go into Eretz Yisrael. When you ask someone for something, there are really 3 things that you have to keep in mind, Shua, right? 1, does this person owe me? Or is he doing me a favor? That's 1. Secondly, you have to think, is this person capable of doing what I ask of him? And thirdly, is there anyone else I can rely on? 3 things, right? 3 things when you ask someone for something, right? You have to think about, does he owe you? Or is it a favor? Is he capable? Or is there anyone else you can rely on? You agree? Those are 3 important things. So in this pasuk, we see that Moshe did those 3 things. He hit on those 3 points. Hashem Elokim ata hachlis le'eretz es avdecha. You started to show me, right? Hashem appeared to Moshe. He started showing Moshe His might. Obviously, it's coming as a favor. Hashem doesn't owe Moshe anything. He just appeared to Moshe one day in the burning bush and started showing him all these miracles, started to bring the Jewish people out. You just started to do favors to me. You started to show me what? Es gadlecha ve'es yadecha chazaka. Your strongness, your mightiness, right? Therefore, so we hit the second one. We hit that Hashem is capable. And then he says, Umi el b'shamayim ba'aretz. Who else in Shemayim could do what you could do? There's no one else I could turn to. Right? So there's three things you have to keep in mind. Is it a favor? Is he capable? Is he strong? Is anyone else I can rely on? And the first three brachas in Shemana Esrei hit on those 3 points. The first bracha we say avos, right? We say goy melech chas and davim ve'koinei hakol v'zer chas yavos, right? Because Baruch Hu, it's all chesed, it's all favors. And then the second bracha we do gibor, right? Hashem could strength, right? He's capable. Hashem could resurrect the dead, right? No one else could do that. Exactly. So we see that Hashem is capable. And the last one is Kaddish. It's talking about the Malachim, that even the Malachim upstairs sing your praise and realize that they can't do anything without you. So in the first 3 brachas of Shemana Esrei, before we ask for refuah and parnasa and to forgive us and to give us to bring Mashiach and all these different things, and before we get to our own personal bakashas, the first 3 brachas hit on the fact that Hashem is kind, Hashem is capable, and there's no one else but Him. The first 3 brachas, and that's the same exact idea we find in Pesukei Zimra. We say all these praises so that we can instill ourselves those 3 things: that Hashem is strong, Hashem is capable, there's no one else we could turn to, and b'zchut of all that, we grow in our bitachon to believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu can answer me, He will answer me, He wants to answer me, and through that bitachon we get what we want. And we have those zchusim that HaKadosh Baruch Hu will answer us. We spoke about a little bit also on Tuesday. I want to continue on that pasuk, right? We said Ahalala as Hashem b'chayei, right? If we turn to the Halalukas, right? We want to be a little bit more aware of what these words mean, so we can connect to them, so it doesn't seem so boring and repetitive, right? We say Hallelujah, Hallelujah nafshi as Hashem, right? We talked about how Ahalal is praise and Hashem is just an overall God, right? We're thanking Hashem for those general things that happen to us, that happen to everyone, and then Azar Malakei Ba'odi is making music to Hashem for the Hashgacha Pratis in my life, the specific things that happen to me. Interestingly, the Ibn Ezra writes on these psukim another way, another version of recognizing that HaKadosh Baruch Hu does a lot of chesed for me in the past, and therefore I could trust Him in the future, right? The whole goal of bitachon, right? And trusting that HaKadosh Baruch Hu, that Hashem is going to send you your parnasa, or send you a shidduch, or send you whatever Yeshua, whatever thing you're looking for, is the bitachon that you have is not that, oh, Hashem is going to send me a business deal. Oh, Hashem is going to send me X or Y. You have to trust in something else, because you can't just trust that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is just going to give it to you. Maybe you don't deserve it. Maybe there are some other reasons why HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't want to give it to you. So what do you trust? You trust in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's kindness, right? You realize His track record. You realize that He's done so much chesed for me in the past that I have something to rely on. If He gave me A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, and X, I can rely that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is also going to give me Z. And when we dominant, we're growing and we're realizing all these different things, we focus on HaKadosh Baruch Hu's track record. And that's Azar Malakei Ba'odi. That's singing to Hashem, thank you for all the personal hashgacha pratis in my life. And the Ibn Ezra writes, Ahal Hashem b'chayai, on the floisav, the kayame as banav beina umas, on the wonders that HaKadosh Baruch Hu did, the fact that we are here, right? One of the greatest, evidence that what we're doing is correct and what, we picked or we were put into the right religion is the fact that we're still here, right? After all the prosecutions and the jealousy of the world, the people that want us, and we've gotten so close to being on the brink of extinction, yet we always bounce back, right? Stronger than before, is the fact that we're tapping into something real over here. And he says the same thing with Hashem b'chayai, al nefloises b'kayim as banav ben ha'umas, that I see that He's done so much in the past to keep our keep us going. I see his Yeshua. I see that something is going to happen. I don't know if it's like legitimate Ruach HaKodesh that actually sees it, or it's just, again, the Ibn Ezra is depicting a point that David HaMelech is saying, Ahal Hashem b'chayei, I thank Hashem for the fact that I'm still here. He's given me everything I needed up until now. The entire Jewish people are here up until now. I'm going to thank Hashem, I'm going to sing to Hashem a level higher than just praise, because I can see his Yeshua coming, whether it's legitimate Ruach HaKodesh and he sees a vision, or it's just a feeling inside of him, a ruach, right? A spirit inside him that's telling him, I know that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is going to be there. And that's the beauty of bitachon, that's the beauty of the relationship that we have with Hashem. If we could stop and focus a little bit on all the chesed that he does for us in the past, you really have something to fall back on and trust that he'll be there for you in the future. We'll be able to daven and get all our heart's desires fulfilled.